Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus, meaning unarmored or unarmed lizard, is an extinct genus of herbivorous notosaurid dinosaur, from the late Albian Age Lower Cretaceous Cambridge greensand of Cambridgeshire, England. It has in the past been classified with either the armored dinosaurs or the ornithopods, but current thought has been in agreement with the armored dinosaur interpretation, placing it in the Ankylosauria. History. Harry Govier Seeley named this genus in 1879 for a disarticulated partial postcranial skeleton that had been uncovered at Reach, Cambridgeshire, composed of a left dentary fragment, numerous vertebrae from the neck, back, and sacrum, parts of the pectoral girdle, humerus fragments, part of the left femur, left tibia, foot bones, ribs, and other fragments. He regarded it as possibly juvenile, due to its small size, with a length of about 5 feet. The type species is Ankylosaurus curtonidis. The generic name, derived from the Greek hoplododa, a word element used in combinations, with the meaning of armed, refers to the fact no armor plates had been discovered. The specific name is derived from Latin curtus, short, and Greek nu tau omicron nu, noton, back. A second species, Ankylosaurus major, the larger one, was named by Seeley in 1879 for a neck vertebra and 3 partial caudal vertebrae he removed from the material previously referred to Acanthopholis stereocercus, from the same formation as the type species. This species now appears to be chimeric, the neck vertebra coming from an ankylosaur, the caudals from an indeterminate iguanodont. Although Seeley assigned Ankylosaurus to a general Dinosauria, he understood its possible affinities with Celytosaurus or Polacanthus, as shown by the genus name, and other workers began to see it as an armored dinosaur. In 1902, Baron Franz Knoxa referred both species to Acanthopholis, creating Acanthopholis curtonidis and Acanthopholis major. In 1923 Knoxa suggested that, while some of the remains belonged to Acanthopholis, other remains, which he removed from that genus, belonged to Acamptosaurid. This suggestion led to considerable confusion, with some authors beginning to classify Ankylosaurus under the Camptosauridae, a practice that was continued over several decades, with modifications as iguanodontian taxonomy changed over the years. In 1964, Oscar Kuhn renamed Synganosaurus macrocercus Seeley 1879 into Ankylosaurus macrocercus. In 1969, Rodney Steele renamed Eucerchosaurus tangepondylus Seeley 1879 into Ankylosaurus tangepondylus. Both Synganosaurus and Eucerchosaurus are today seen as nomina dubia, and these last 2 Ankylosaurus species are hereby equally invalid. In 1998, Xavier Parada Suburbiola and Paul Barrett re-examined the material of Ankylosaurus curtonidis. They wrote that it all belonged to a primitive or basal member of the Notosauridae, the lack of armor possibly due to the young age of the animal at death. The basal position would be indicated by the long tooth row and the low sacral vertebrae count. Seeley had never indicated a holotype among the syntypes series. Parada Suburbiola and Barrett therefore selected specimen SMCB 55731, a right scapula piece, as the lectotype. Its ankylosaurian affinities would be proven by a hyachromion process. The other notosaurid fossils found at Reach, specimens SMCB 55670 to 55742, were assigned as paralectotypes. Parada Suburbiola and Barrett considered it possible that the discovery had in fact not been made in the Cambridge greensand but in the, also Albion, upper Gault clay, because the skeletal elements seemed to have belonged to a single individual, which might preclude a provenance from the very reworked marine greensand deposits. Ankylosaurus curtonidis was by them considered a possibly valid taxon. Reviews since then have followed this interpretation of the genus as an armored dinosaur belonging to the Ankylosauria. Paleobiology. As a possible notosaurid, Ankylosaurus would have been a quadrupedal, low-slung herbivore, with armor on its body for protection.